look that way. You want to move it.
Cool.
I should have had the show. All right, here we are getting started right when you're walking by. All right, welcome everybody to Cool Flower Movies, the podcast about, you guessed it, movies. Jingle jingle, we are going to be talking about holiday movies again. This is going to be our official holiday episode, not the impromptu filler episode with Norman and I. Although our time together was special, Norman. Thank you.
It was. And I enjoyed it. You know, we saw it. So, yeah, it was good.
Oh, my God.
So we're going to be talking about holiday movies. And we're going to be talking about our biggest disappointing movies that we've seen within at least recent memory.
Oh, my God.
It doesn't have to be like, oh, I watched the movie in 94 that, you know, if you have that, fine.
No, I have a recent disappointment.
And then I'd like to talk a little bit about wish lists in regards to movies. And I'm going to kind of try and find a way to get that conversation going. But don't worry about that right now.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
When you say wish list, are you talking about a kind of movie you want to see, or?
Yeah, like we're gonna get to that.
The movie about my life. No, I'm kidding. Never mind.
I'd watch that
kidding.
movie. I'd watch that movie. All right. So,
rated R.
So because you've already heard from both Norman and myself in regards to our favorite holiday movies, I'd like to get your opinions and see what you guys decide are your like go-to. Okay, it's the Christmas season. Say it's Christmas morning. You know, you're done unwrapping presents if you have them. And you're sitting at home in your PJs. You don't know what the fuck to do. You got hours in front of you. What are you watching?
Okay, who is around after the presents are open?
You are 100% by yourself.
Oh, this is too easy.
And you have 6 hours by yourself. What movies are you watching?
Okay.
But they have to be holiday themed.
Oh, come on. Okay. Who's going to argue with me about Lethal Weapon?
Ooh, I forgot about that
It
one.
started Christmas, and it pretty much ran the entire time Christmas. Just because it's LA doesn't mean it's not Christmas.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No, I think that's the first time I heard Jingle Bell Rocks.
It was the best.
Jingle Bell Rock.
It was one of the best openings.
Yeah.
And in Beautiful Blonde, she died.
Yep.
She jumped off the building. That was probably a bad part.
All right, there's a downer already.
I know, but
That's Lethal Weapon.
But it's Mel Gibson
and Richard Donner.
Donner, and of course the director of the original Superman.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Arguably the best Superman ever made.
Probably next to Superman 2, the original. I don't think Richard Donner did that one.
No, but there's a director's cut that because he directed most of it and then they ousted him out and then they brought in other directors and then years later like they brought out his cut.
Yeah, the Donner edition.
Yeah.
My apologies,
Okay,
audience. I digress.
So Lethal Weapon. What is your favorite part of Lethal Weapon?
Oh my God, so many. I don't know if it's the part where Mel Gibson is trying to talk. He's trying to talk that dude off the roof.
Oh, before he cuffs himself to him?
The entire scene, all the way up until the part, because I had to watch it. When I first watched that movie, I had to watch it a few times again because I couldn't tell if Riggs stopped, if he stopped the hammer of Murtaugh's gun, of his pistol with his finger, or if he blocked the hammer. Turns out he blocked the hammer.
Okay.
That means that, can you imagine? Let's think about this for a second. This is why it's one of my favorite scenes.
That's gotta hurt.
Not only does it hurt, but what kind of timing? Oh, no. It was Murtaugh put his finger in the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
It was Murtaugh that did that. What kind of timing do you have to block that hammer?
You know what's even funnier to me?
Whoa.
How old is Murtaugh in this movie?
Oh.
I
He was
think what his
celebrating his
character.
birthday.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. How?
Was he
Okay, yes.
40 or
This is a
45?
trivia.
Norman, can you look up how old was Detective Murtaugh in the first Lethal Weapon?
Yeah, and they show up with the cake in his he's taking a bath.
In the bath. In the bath. Come on.
Yeah, it should. Yeah. So yeah, Roger Murtaugh, born 1937.
Okay. Okay.
Holy shit.
Okay. So
So the movie takes place in
1987.
1987. So he's 50 in this movie.
wow.
Damn.
That's
Or his character is supposed to be 50 in this movie.
That's
Yeah.
an old detective. Oh, he's not that old actually.
But he's
50
but he's in all four or all the other sequels. So
right. And so for another 11 years, he's still on the police force, still waiting to retire.
And I believe he's a captain at some point because I think he's Sergeant Murtaugh at that point, right?
So
Detective Sergeant.
So they go to make him lieutenant in the fourth one, and then they're like, we don't have any more lieutenants, so we're upping you to captain.
It took him 3 sequels to promote him. What does that say about? Oh, come on, man. We got to look at his pros and cons again or something. I don't know.
Well, look at all the property damage that they're doing.
Yeah. Well, they promoted him just to keep him.
That is absolutely true.
Right.
Yeah.
They promote him. That's true.
Because
the same was true with Riggs.
Yeah.
Because he was Sergeant Riggs. Well, he wasn't Sergeant Riggs at that time, was he?
No, they were both. I think they're both
just detectives.
I think they're both just detective.
Because I think Riggs was a narcotics detective.
So anyway, it's just funny to me that it's taken him that long to go from, he's retiring. Like he talks about it in the first movie about like, I can't wait to retire.
Exactly.
And it takes him 11 years and you think to yourself like, God damn, you're not retired yet?
Because he got an awesome partner.
Yeah. Awesome partner. Every movie is something traumatic.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like part 2, he almost dies. Riggs.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Just in case.
Yeah, 3, he accidentally shoots his son's friend.
Right.
And he kind of gets like unhinged. And I guess he finally retires at 4.
Yeah.
Off screen, maybe.
Something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
After adopting a bunch of Chinese people in his house.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Jet Li.
Which that's Jet Li's first American movie.
Yeah.
And I think 1 and 4 are my favorites.
Yeah, 4 is really good.
I agree.
Yep.
I wasn't a fan of the middle 2,
but you can't be mad with the additions that were made in 2 and 3 because you get Rene Russo, which she complimented Mel Gibson very, very well.
Absolutely.
And then Joe Pesci, who's a fucking gem in everything.
Yeah.
Including, a very famous Christmas movie.
Real quick, can I go to my second
Go
favorite
ahead.
scene in the movie?
Yeah.
It was the part where he's fighting Gary Busey at the end.
Yep.
Because this is the first time we really see MMA in a movie. It's 1987. People aren't really... Jiu-Jitsu isn't as famous as it normally is. And Riggs just takes him out, man. It was awesome.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Same along the lines of Die Hard in that regard, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, Christmas was through and through all throughout Die Hard.
Yeah, my brother's like, how is that a Christmas movie? I'm like, he says ho, ho, ho in the fucking movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his driver is drinking at Christmas and Christmas songs in the parking garage. Unbeknownst to him, the Nakatomi Towers are going down. Actually, Nakatomi Tower, as you were.
Yeah.
Have you seen that they made a Lego of Nakatomi Plaza?
I have seen that.
And it should blow up. And they also have a gingerbread house of Nakatomi Plaza. Somebody made a gingerbread.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Huh.
Remember the Nakatomi.
One of the guys just died. The black guy with the headset. The guy who was trying to hack into the vault.
Yeah, with the glasses.
Damn.
Yeah, he
The
just
smart
died.
kid, yeah.
Mhm.
What was one of his lines?
Oh, the quarterback is toast.
Oh, yeah.
And the quarterback is toast.
I hate that line too.
That's so good,
I
though.
hate that line.
Oh, man.
It's typical of IT, though. I used to be in IT, by the way, so I can say that.
I'm sorry. Okay, so do you have any other Christmas movies?
Well, you said totally Christmas themed. So I like seeing movies around Christmas time because I get some of that Christmas music, and you see the Christmas tree back there, and you get the whole vibe of the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
That has probably mostly nothing to do with Christmas in my picks. Eyes Wide Shut. Anybody?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Damn, is that
It was filmed during
That's
Christmas.
like saying the porn that I watched last week had a Christmas tree in the way background. It's my favorite Christmas movie.
I never said I was completely appropriate, but it does. The movie is set. Stanley Kubrick's 1999 Eyes Wide Shut is set during Christmas.
Yeah, you better watch that by yourself. Like, I only watched this with my family.
It's rated R. Okay. Nobody, you don't know.
It was almost NC-17, right? Like,
yes.
It was like on the brink of becoming an NC-17
because of the nature of the subject, as well as the
Nicole Kidman.
She does nothing for me. Nothing.
Oh, she used to. I mean, she used to.
I love Nicole Kidman. Yeah, I mean, she, especially like her range too. But she's always sexy, no matter what she's in.
I don't know about now. She got all that surgery.
Don't get me wrong.
I don't care.
I'll give you that she's pretty.
Yeah.
I still say that she's pretty.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
But she doesn't even break my top 100.
Whoa, brother.
Very interesting.
That is interesting. We might have to speak offline about that one, bro.
I don't know. I'll take Lily Sobieski before her.
Lily Sobieski. Oh my God.
She's my age.
You know what? I forgot about her. But she's one of my all-time favorite. Oh yeah.
Where's she? What's she in?
My dreams, apparently.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Can you click on her filmography, please?
I think she's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, Never Been Kissed. That's right. Wow, that's rough. That's the first one that came to my mind.
Dude,
Deep Impact.
88 Minutes? Oh, yeah, Deep Impact. That's right. She was the daughter.
So who was she in Eyes Wide Shut?
She was the girl. She was
sacrifice.
I think she was the Russian girl in the store where he got the costume. Remember that? And I think he ends up, and he ends up seeing her at the event.
Man, I think I only saw the dirty parts of that movie, man. I got to rewatch it.
That's like watching all of Wild Things. Like, who gives a fuck about what happens with the rest of that movie?
Because Stanley Kubrick. Come on, man.
Don't get me wrong. I love Stanley Kubrick, but to me, nothing's better than The Shining.
Fidelio. Oh God.
The Shining from Stanley Kubrick's
dude.
That's probably my top 20 movies.
My God, yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
What, Norman? Don't tell me you haven't seen it. I'll throw this fucking microphone at you. Have you seen The Shining?
Uh-oh. No. Oh. It's okay. It's okay.
I barely saw it.
Come on, man.
I barely saw The Shining like about 10 years ago.
How many times have you watched Selena?
Like 19.
Oh. Did Stanley Kubrick direct that one? No, kidding.
Not.
No.
Selena would have been fucking firing back or some weird shit. Okay, so before you move on to your third one, if I may, Joe, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
Man, Scrooged.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, and
love it.
It's a shame because, like, most of the time, I forget about it. Yeah, it's obviously like a Christmas movie, but man, Bill Murray.
No. Scrooged with a D at the end.
Yes,
with Bill Murray,
like screwed, but with a J.
Yeah,
that's exactly it.
And actually, I think in like 6th grade, somebody checked me on that. It's like, it's not Scrooge, it's Scrooged. He's Scrooged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That movie's so fucking good.
Yeah. That's
dude.
Really close to probably my favorite Bill Murray movie. And I say that because he plays a really good asshole, like legit jerk off.
So if you haven't watched it, it's ostensibly a Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Well, it is a Christmas Carol.
Absolutely.
Modernized for the 80s.
Yeah.
But he's a TV producer, right?
Yeah.
So or a network executive?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not the network president or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like the top of the food chain.
He's really high up there. Yeah. And it's a little meta because he's in charge of this live broadcast of Scrooge.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's going through the motions as they're filming it.
He himself.
Yeah. So I just saw this like a couple of days ago because we saw it on. It was available on Amazon Prime. I was like, yeah, let's put it on. So,
I actually own this movie on DVD.
yeah,
Awesome.
Karen Allen, I also have always had a little crush on her ever since Indiana Jones.
I know. I
She has a
thought
wonderful smile.
she does, and I thought she was gorgeous in Scrooge.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she's
Oh,
awesome. Yeah,
I-
great movie.
I think everybody played their role perfectly for this movie.
Yeah,
Literally every single character in this was just
spot
acted
on.
well, had their glowing moment.
Yep.
His brother played his brother, right?
Yes.
Joel. Well, John. Yeah, John as well.
No, I didn't know that was his real brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, I mean, they look similar. He usually has one or two of his brothers in it.
Directed by Richard Donner.
Yep, Donner. Yeah. He goes bye bye, and he
Yeah.
sticks his middle finger
He's
out.
a fucking asshole.
I love it, man. It's so good.
Dude, that's a really great point you brought up. He plays a great asshole.
Yeah, and he's just it's.
The boss.
Yeah.
Can I segue into Bill Murray for a second?
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to know if you guys heard some kind of rumor that I don't know if this is bad or whatnot, but that there was an actress that was trying to say that there was a little
Handsiness going on.
at some point. Oh, Gina Davis.
Whoa,
Oh.
Gina Davis said
Oh,
that.
and short change.
Yeah. Short
Oh,
change.
with Randy
Randy
Quaid
Quaid
was also in
I
that.
love that fucking movie, bro. Nobody's seen that movie.
Oh, that's
I've seen it.
yeah,
It's been so long.
they robbed the bank, and
And they're just trying to get to the airport.
yeah.
And just all kinds of bullshit happens. You know who's in that? Stanley Tucci's in that.
Jesus, Stanley Tucci.
Oh shit!
Young Stanley,
He
yeah.
plays a Latin guy, and he's like, "My name is Muerte," and they're like, "Morty? Hey, Morty! And
What's
he's
up,
like,
Morty?"
Morty is Muerte." That movie's so fucking good. Yeah, but I think that's the only movie that the two of them are in.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's unfortunate.
I'm not sure if that's the case, and I don't. Like I said, I'm not interested in rumors, but I'm just wondering if you guys heard anything about that. And
I've heard he's an asshole off screen a lot of times. Just not unlike Chevy Chase at this point. Like he's been well regarded as being a full on asshole at all times.
no shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like he and
No idea.
and the guy that played Egon.
Harold Ramis.
Yeah, Harold
Yeah,
Ramis. They didn't really get along, you know, and they had a huge falling out right before he died.
Wow.
Well, not up until right before he died, like for years after Ghostbusters. Like it
I heard something about that.
I think it was right after Groundhog Day because they were both in Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
and then
Damn.
they didn't get along for a long time. The cast of Charlie's Angels hated him. That's why he wasn't in part 2.
Wow.
Asshole.
Okay.
It's all right though, man. He's still pretty good.
But I mean,
I mean,
it's one of those things where that's like old Hollywood shit. Not the Gina Davis touching thing. I'm talking about being an asshole is like an old Hollywood thing. Like Marlon Brando was, I heard, a huge fucking asshole.
yeah, I heard that.
Him, Chevy Chase, a lot of directors,
I mean,
Stanley Kubrick, I heard was
yeah,
a fucking asshole.
Because they're regarded as artists, and artists have flamboyant tendencies or otherwise out of control tendencies, and it perpetuates their artistic ability.
Well, I mean, I think it attests to like, in order. I mean, from what I've heard from a lot of actors, like you have to be kind of crazy to be able to step into
roles like
the
that.
mind and body and soul of someone else. Another
Yeah,
character.
I mean, you're talking about being a method actor there. I mean,
Yeah, but it's Bill Murray though. I mean, like
He's
let's-
not- yeah.
Let's call it what it is. I mean, he's one of those actors that he kind of plays himself in every movie, right? Like
that's kind of true.
Yeah.
you know,
It's
but
kinda-
he's
But it's
entertaining
always
to
it's
watch.
always entertaining.
Yeah, except that he's a little bit more himself in this movie.
And you see a different side of him, and I think that's probably one of the greatest aspects of this movie.
Yeah,
It's that you see a totally different side of him.
Well,
Yeah.
I think at that point it's just there's no disconnect between himself and the character. He gets to
Right.
be, like you said, his pure asshole self. uninhibited by
Yeah.
the morals of the character at that point.
Right.
Yep. And then when you get to the third act, it's like, it's good to see like that change where it's like, oh man, he's, he just completely does like a 180, and he plays a really good sweet guy too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Because it's almost like it makes his sweet moments sweeter.
Yeah.
Because it's such a stark contrast from his,
Can I bring up a point about that in terms of humanity?
Sure.
Is that because in Scrooge, he doesn't truly realize the effect of what he's doing on people, doing to people, until he realizes the loss of, the ghosts showing him what should have been, what could have been.
Yeah. Yep.
I had a conversation about this earlier with Man on Fire.
Yeah.
You know how, if we could talk about Man on Fire, I know it's not relative, but just real quick.
Sorry, Kennedy.
Pointing to human nature a little bit, is that people don't really know the true effect of what's going on until the world has gone upside down in front of them.
Yeah.
Gone completely sideways. For instance, in Man on Fire, Mark Anthony's character, spoiler alert, if anybody hasn't seen Man on Fire, 2003, Denzel Washington, Christopher Walken. I mean, if you haven't seen it, Jesus.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
No, not really. I mean, but go see it, but this is going to spoil it. So if you want to see Man on Fire, you haven't, please turn it down for a moment.
Right, fast forward.
Man on Fire, Mark Anthony's character agrees to a kidnapping of his daughter so that he can make some money so he can maintain the riches of the family. Right? He's got a beautiful wife, beautiful daughter. Everything's great, but the company's not doing so great.
Yeah.
Makes a little money on the side through this deal, which includes kidnapping his daughter.
Man, it's sick.
His wife discovers it and now hates him for it.
Yeah.
And now reverts back to a life where she just has her daughter and life is simple now.
Yeah.
My question is, had that not happened and had he just let the empire fall, would she have stayed with him? We don't know that. I mean, we really don't know that because she didn't know the alternate reality of what actually happened.
Yeah.
Now, in this story too, with Scrooged, I mean, how would he have ever known without having seen?
But I mean, I think that's the whole thing. Even with Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, at that point, that's the premise of the whole thing is you need to stop, look at where you've been, look at where you're heading.
Yeah.
And not to forego the people that are around you, because you're only given this one life, so you have to make it.
Yeah, right.
Not just great for you. Like, you have what you want. You have an obligation at that point to forego some of that for the betterment of other people.
Yeah,
in some regard. Like, he's still plenty rich, so
right. But that's part of the source of ambition. Is like, it's not so much that it's not enough, but it's how can I expand further. It's not about riches, but it's about achieving in their eyes, in the eyes of somebody that's ambitious to that extent.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to take this further because that's how I got here in the first place. I never thought I could make it this far, but which is kind of the definition of greed, I suppose.
Well,
maybe.
It depends, right? Because you have the career people that will stay focused on their career, but then they have to focus on that. So everything else gets deprioritized. So you're not thinking about family or anything else.
Oh, that sucks.
So
it's
yeah. But then like when if you didn't focus 100% on your career or something, you won't be as successful as one might think. But you still right? Like that's where your attention would go to.
Well, that's like the premise of the game that we were trying to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like this guy has
everything
he could fucking want.
The game, the
Michael Douglas.
Oh yeah, okay, the game. Yeah.
And it's not until his world is torn asunder that he starts being like,
yeah,
like I need to start making some changes in my and like
right.
I will never spoil that movie. I don't care how old it is.
Yeah, I can't spoil it.
That's one of those.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Yep.
You got to watch the game, Norman.
Bro, please watch that movie.
Was it 97, 94?
Yeah, 97. I think it's 97.
Yep.
But oh my god, what a great movie! What an emotional roller coaster!
Yeah.
And you almost have to watch it twice because there are details in it that are there that you should not necessarily should catch on to.
Yeah.
But you should subconsciously like have note of them by the time you get around to the story getting more in depth.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot having to do with like David Fincher's like art direction. How he puts that there, because like I think like if anybody else would have done that, they would have put it through a different lens and it wouldn't have been like that detailed.
That's a great point.
Yeah, because all his movies are like that.
Same
thing with Fight Club. Like
absolutely, all the clues were there.
Yeah, and it's like damn, the whole time, like if you didn't know, you watch it in the beginning, like,
but it keeps you coming back.
Yep,
is what it is.
Yeah, they're all rewatchable. I think, and I think we talked about this before. Why we brought Gone Girl up, but that movie is probably. It's a really good movie. It's intense.
Rewatchable.
It's a thriller. I don't think it's a rewatchable.
Oh, wow.
No. Because it's, I don't know. Yeah, but because I own it. I don't think I'm gonna watch it again. But it's a good fucking movie. It's really fucking good.
I own it. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah.
So who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
You haven't seen Gone Girl yet?
No, remember we talked about that the last time.
Yeah, we.
I know. I said I
no.
probably should have watched it by now, but
you're right. We did talk about it. I'll tell you what.
I have no desire to watch that fucking movie.
It's really good.
Really?
It's good. It's just
yeah.
Okay, hold on. So before we divert too far,
yes.
Do you have any other Christmas movies that you'd like to bring up?
Man, like you brought up Lethal Weapon. I mean, I didn't think of that. And then while you were talking about that, I was like, oh, fuck, man. Ghostbusters 2.
Oh,
so
that's right.
Yeah, like, I think that's
It is. It's around Christmas time.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was just a part that they kind of like threw in there to kind of like show the time lapse of how successful they were coming back. Yeah, I just kind of remembered their jumpsuits because they changed the color from like that brown to like that dark evergreen color. And I was like, oh man, it's so cool.
It was different. It was more tactical.
Yeah,
more ghost tactical.
But no, other than that, and recent, like I really don't. Yeah, Scrooged. Recently, I threw on Fred Claus. As background.
That's the Vince Vaughn movie, right?
Yeah, and it was on as background, so we're just fucking around, wrapping presents and all this shit. Man, that movie was pretty good.
How can you say no to Rachel Weisz?
Yeah, and Elizabeth Banks is in it. And
my god,
that's one that's like okay, all right, man.
That's two movies that they're in together.
Ooh,
wait, what's the other one?
Definitely Maybe.
That's
Definitely Maybe. Isn't that a song by Bjork?
That I don't know, but Definitely Maybe is a Ryan Reynolds movie. To me, that movie is like the most realistic in regards to like how you grow up with relationships.
No shit.
Because it takes place in like the early 90s.
So chick flick.
Yes and no.
Huh.
I find it really enjoyable. Like he's a guy, he falls in love with Elizabeth Banks at the beginning of the movie, and they're in love and he wants to propose and all this stuff, and he's like, well, I'm gonna go away to work on Bill Clinton's campaign kind of thing,
Yeah.
He's really into politics and stuff, and he goes away, comes back, and she was fucking his roommate. So then he moves on with life.
Shit.
And
ouch.
The whole premise of the movie is he's trying to explain to his daughter, who's played by Abigail Breslin, I'm going to tell you who your mom is. Like, she knows who her mom is, but he's like, I'm going to tell you a story, but I'm going to change the names around. You tell me which person seems the most like your mom. And that's the premise of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
But
okay.
It comes across very funny, very, very witty. The cast in it is fantastic. You got Rachel Weisz, Kevin Kline.
Damn.
Kevin Kline.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I haven't seen
Elizabeth
him.
Banks.
Fucking wild.
I know.
Isla Fisher's in it. who I think she's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Really hot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fred Claus was good, man. I liked it. I would put it on the list for like next year. Like I'm totally gonna watch it. Like the effects so certain movies have like questionable special effects, and it kind of ruins it. But this movie, the effects are kind of ridiculous, but it makes it funnier. It's fucking hilarious
because it's almost sarcastic.
Yeah, dude. Like,
okay,
Ludacris is in it, and he's like an elf DJ, and his face is like imposed on like this little body, and he's DJing.
So like a Ludacris music video at that point. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's what he did in like every fucking music video back in the day.
Yeah, so
that sounds
probably why he played it so
awesome.
well. And Vince Vaughn, he gets pissed and like picks him up and puts him in a little cabinet. And goes the cabinet. It's funny. And then it has heart too. It's really good.
Kind of makes you want to watch it on acid or shrooms.
That would be a good hallucinogen video.
I love some shrooms.
Yeah,
that escalated really quickly.
Yeah.
Like it's not so much like, oh, you'd want to watch that, in front of a fire with a loved one. Like, I want to do copious amounts of drugs while I watch this. That's fine.
Shrooms are natural.
Whatever you'd like to do.
I'm not advocating it. I'm just saying they're natural.
Yep.
Well, that's like so I have 2 young kids. So the holiday season comes around, I have to be subjugated to what the kids want to watch.
True.
Some good, some bad. Like the old claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Love that. The Santa Claus, which
is that Tim Allen?
Yeah, the Tim Allen, the Santa Claus.
Right.
That movie still holds up to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that is a quality movie. Santa Claus 2 dips down a little bit. The third one, I didn't even bother.
It's like Martin Short, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? Oh, so Home Alone, right? So my daughter loves Home Alone. My daughter loves Home Alone. And I watched the first one a lot. But I hadn't watched the second one in a long time. My daughter's like, "Can we watch Home Alone 2?" I'm like, "All right, fine, let's watch Home Alone 2." It's subpar compared to part 1, but we'll fucking watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of true, yeah.
So we're watching it, but there's a scene where there's a line that Joe Pesci says to Kevin McAllister, who is a 10-year-old. He's like, "Let's go to the alley because I don't want to shoot you here. And I want to." He's like, I'm gonna shoot you so good that you're gonna spit out bubblegum from your forehead. I'm like, God damn.
Okay.
And my daughter looks really slowly at me. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I didn't make the fucking movie. I'm like, God damn, Joe Pesci, slow down a little bit.
Slow down, John Hughes.
Yeah.
And check the script before you broadcast.
You know what? We'll leave it in. That's good.
We'll leave that one in. Bubblegum, good. The kids won't see it coming.
Only Joe Pesci can get away with that.
It's
right?
absolutely true.
But that movie still holds up. And not in terms of the story, but just the actual humor in that movie is still so good. Like the actual hits and stuff. I'm like,
I'm gonna chalk that one up to John Hughes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's good. I recently watched Uncle Buck.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I think that preceded.
Is that a Thanksgiving movie?
No. It might have been.
It is in the winter though.
It is pre-winter in Wilmette.
Wow.
Illinois.
Okay.
And it was prior to that movie came out before Home Alone.
No, what's the other movie I'm thinking of? I know Uncle Buck's got John Candy. What's the one that has the guy from Married with Children?
Dutch.
That fucking movie. Is that a Thanksgiving movie or is that a Christmas movie?
Oh, I can't remember.
Because he's trying to get him home.
They go on that road trip.
Yeah, that fucking movie is great.
I didn't see it.
Oh my God, that movie's so good.
It's been so long.
Thanksgiving movie? Is that?
It is a.
Hey Norman, can you get on that? Can you let me know if Dutch is a holiday movie, please? I know it takes they're literally going. I think he's on Christmas break.
That was a great
from his private school or whatever. Ed O'Neill. That's I could not think of his name. Thanksgiving. That's a Thanksgiving movie.
Oh.
They're going from Atlanta.
You were talking about a Thanksgiving.
Right.
Like, what's a Thanksgiving movie? Like, damn.
Mother's Home in Chicago for Thanksgiving. Who directed it? Peter Fairman.
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that guy.
Shooter.
Dude, that movie's so good.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
All right, so
Sorry.
so
This guy, I love that guy, man.
look at that shit. The movie's so good.
Oh my God.
Look how young he looks there. It's,
Jesus, I know. You
Yeah.
got Shooter McGavin and
Yeah.
Al Bundy in the same movie.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. That's
See-
got to be hysterical.
Season 2,
he's
Al Bundy.
he's a real hard ass in that movie too. It's
Yeah.
like
But still funny.
like he's like a private school kid, and he's like, come on, grab your stuff, and the guy's like the kid's like, oh, I don't touch that kind of thing. Like he's disgusted by everything he does. It's almost like a newer version of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles,
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
which I also said was a
Another
fucking fantastic movie.
Yeah.
another great movie.
All right, so moving away from holiday movies,
Okay.
I know we wanted to get into a little bit with the most disappointing movies you've seen in recent memory, if you can. You said you had one, right?
Yeah, but it's pretty recent.
Okay. I mean, as long as it's within the last, like, I don't want to be like Casablanca was a disappointing movie.
No,
even
no,
though
no,
it-
no.
even though it
Not
made-
that kind of thing.
I mean, I think Citizen Kane is one of the most overrated fucking movies of all time. But
Uh,
that's
I
me.
haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
dude, film class, man. You didn't see that? Joe?
Nah, man. What did we see? We saw. I think we saw Die Hard.
Nice.
Christmas movie.
We saw. Yeah, right. Bringing it back. Holy shit. Glengarry Glen Ross.
That's a good fucking flick.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
It's like an all male cast.
But there was.
Wait. Was there a sideways that's a kill.
No, there's
That's a
there's-
kill.
I think there's literally only like 3 women that even appear in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, I think that's true. Why do I want to say Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio was in that? Is that true?
Was she?
Was she?
Can you look up Glenn Ross?
Just real quick, I have this strange feeling that she was in it.
There you go.
Oh boy.
The
Anybody?
first woman to show up is Lori Tan Chin, whoever the fuck that is.
Okay, I don't know what I was thinking.
That's a dude.
Maybe I was hoping Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio was in it.
Oh, Jonathan Pierce is it? Yeah, dude, I only saw this once in school.
Jonathan Pierce is the guy who wants to get his money back.
Okay.
Everybody is so fucking good at that movie. I love Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
Grumpy Old Men,
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Oh yeah,
Holy shit, man.
that's right.
Fantastic Christmas
Yep.
movie. Okay, so what is
Okay.
your disappointing movie?
Okay, it's currently on Amazon. It's called 2:22, as in 2:00 and 22 minutes. The 22nd minute of 2:00. All right. I thought it's one of the newer movies. I'm typically not ready to watch PG-13 movies because I always feel like I'm going to be disappointed. But that's not why I was disappointed. I thought it was a well developed movie. I thought it was well put together. But I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
No,
I mean-
you go ahead. There's no there's no standout cast members. I've seen
No. This is a completely new cast, and it was they were good actors. I
Yeah.
thought they were good.
Michelle Huisman, whatever, however the fuck you say that second guy's name. He's in Game of Thrones and also Age of Adeline, which is a movie
Yes,
with
yes.
Blake Lively,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
which is essentially a movie just to show how fine Blake Lively is.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And I'm all
Oh,
for that.
actually,
Yeah.
wasn't who's the one in Up in the Air?
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick. Was she in that too?
What?
Age of Adeline? No,
No.
she wasn't.
No, that's
Age
that's,
of-
that's a simple favor.
Simple Favor.
That
That's
was a
right.
good
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Age of
Awesome.
Adeline is the story. It's a set in past. I forget. I don't know the story. I just know it's.
She doesn't age.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, her name's Adeline in the movie, by the way,
Okay.
if you didn't know. But anyway, so this movie.
So this movie is basically about this guy who's he's a New Yorker. He's an air traffic control operator at JFK, but he has the ability to see patterns, which ultimately, I mean, right off the bat, it just grabs my attention. I love a movie about patterns because I look at patterns, and that's really all I do.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to do too much else. And he's able, and it's an amazing intro. I mean, he's directing these aircraft to land and to take off, and he's got such close calls, but he's so calculated in his ability to see patterns that he already knows that it's all good. And he's not psychic or anything. It's nothing like that. But come to find out, come to find out one day, the 22nd minute of the 2:00 hour, something happens, and his pattern recognition is off, and then something happens, and he almost kills 900 people. A collision of planes. Okay, he's suspended at that point by the FAA, most likely, whoever the authority is on that. But then he goes to this ballet and he meets a girl, and it's like they've known each other for a long time. And the story just develops from there, and it's good. It's a great story. But he starts having these visions and seeing repeating patterns in people that he sees.
Yeah.
And something is always happening at Grand Central Station at 2:22. And he's always seeing the same people, the same type of people. He's always seen a pregnant woman, an old couple meeting after a long trip, seeing a bunch of kids, seeing the trailing kid drop a ball of some kind. And it's all a pattern, and he keeps seeing it every day.
Damn.
And it turns out the girl that he met at the ballet, they have the same birthday. But
Is it February 22nd?
no, it's April 18th.
Why the fuck wouldn't you make it February? Everything's 222. That's the 222 you don't want in this fucking movie? Like,
It's a little on the nose.
I want to throw one more in. But
Okay, so
fuck that.
I didn't recognize that, but now that you mention it, it's another disappointment with the movie. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm further disappointed in this movie.
But
I really don't want to give it away though, because I want to get other people's opinions, and I want a straight opinion on it.
Well, we need to know why it was disappointing. to you.
Yeah.
You can't just say
Okay,
it was disappointing.
it was disappointing to me because in the end, it ended up being some kind of magical kind of body replacement theory that has been done time and time again. It was unoriginal. It's because of its unoriginality, and as the story progressed, its presentation in the end state
yeah.
was completely disappointing, and it was unsatisfactory.
Was it good up until that?
You start getting the answers, and then you pretty much figure it out, and then you see it play out, and
Yeah.
it's basically the hero wins, and boo.
So I have a big problem with that kind of shit because like Death on the Nile
Yeah.
and the one just that came out right before that, the same thing. The problem I have with like mystery stories is like, okay, so there's a mystery and you get to the end and you expect it to be a surprise. Not unlike Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, 13, which I also think are great movies.
Right.
But the problem I have with them is I don't like the whole, we're not going to give you any like enough clues that you're able to solve it for yourself either though.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Where it's just like, this is everything. And you're just like, how, like,
They're just going to give it to you.
yeah, like what?
You didn't give me a chance to think of it on my own.
Which is why I like the game.
Exactly.
Because
And Fight Club.
or like The Prestige
Yep.
or like Inception. Like if you pay attention,
The clues are there.
the clues are there for you to find
Damn, The
yourself.
Prestige
You know,
was-
Memento.
Yeah.
Anything Christopher Nolan's done at
Yeah.
this point.
Yep.
All the shit is there. So the fact that they could present it to you and you're still surprised means more to me than, and this guy that you thought died in the second scene was actually alive and there's no way you would have known that, but here it is and enjoy it.
And
It's
there's no logical way to explain that in the
Right.
script.
Right.
Except that you write it back in.
Yeah.
To me, okay, so that kind of goes along with my disappointment. And I know you mentioned that you had seen it before. It's Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So not a bad movie in regards to its premise. I think Gemma Chan is so hot, by the way.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Granted, Florence Pugh is Florence Pugh, and of course we all think that she's very attractive.
Yep.
Huh?
Coogie.
Yeah,
Poogie.
I'm sorry, man. I
you,
get so
bro.
embarrassed because like if she were ever see that, she's like, "What?"
We'll never be
Yeah, that's-
embarrassed. Just own it. Young
all right,
lad.
all right, Poogie.
But besides her, Gemma Chan, I think is
Gemma. I just love that name.
Mhm.
Gemma.
right there. You see her, the one that plays Shelly, right above that.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
So, to me, the movie flows well, and it's one of those things like, yeah, you kind of see where it's going, but the end.
Can I? I'm so sorry to interrupt
Go
you.
ahead.
Can I just say Dita Von Tess?
Oh yeah,
Wait, Dita Von Tess is in this movie? You know Dita Von Tess is one of my favorite pinups in all the world.
I think she's most people's because most people also don't know any other pinups.
Okay, I'm sorry. I digress.
Man, like I
I'm
don't remember Dakota Johnson.
I don't remember her being in it, but I think she was cast in it before, just like Shia LaBeouf ended up not being in it.
oh.
So I think they were cast early on,
And
and,
then
then
they-
because you could see they actually don't have character names underneath, even though Harry Styles doesn't either. But
Harry Styles?
yeah,
Oh jeez.
so
yeah.
so Shia LaBeouf was originally playing Harry Styles' role,
Okay.
and then there was a falling out between Shia LaBeouf and Olivia Wilde, who's also the director of the piece.
Wow. Okay. My apologies for interrupting.
No, it's fine. So the movie moves along at a kind of a glacial pace to me in the beginning.
Ooh.
And I get it, you know, they're trying to set a tone, but there's no momentum. And then all of a sudden they thrust all this momentum into you. And it's like, okay. And like 3/4 of the movie, my wife, who loves this kind of shit, pauses the movie, turns to me and says, I don't understand what's happening. Like not in can you help me out here kind of thing? Like she's like, it's muddled.
Yeah.
And to me, the movie got lost in the message that they were trying to send, because Olivia Wilde's very clear. Like this movie has a message that we want to convey, and I think she was working so hard to convey that message that she forgot she also has to tell a good story. And the end of this movie, which I will not give away because I was
It's pretty
disappointed
recent.
even before that.
Yeah.
The end of this movie doesn't mesh well with everything that you've seen prior to it.
So you're saying all the clues in the movie don't add up to
It's-
what the ending is?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
far left field.
It's like it's the end of another movie. It feels like that they're just like, all right, so the beginning of this movie's garbage and the end of this movie's garbage. Let's just mash them together
Oh.
and we'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
Oh no.
And well, I don't know, because at some point I kind of thought about it, and I don't want to just keep talking about it all ambiguous, but I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it for like it's the way it's shot because it's very artistic
okay.
and
Like really good scenes.
yeah,
Like
it's one of those.
frame worthy.
It's one of those wallpaper movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
And
well
it's
done.
It's
well done.
acted very well.
Yeah, acting is
Okay.
good.
Okay.
I
mean, geez, Chris Pine even has a part.
yeah, he's good.
He's playing like Jordan Peterson. You know who that is?
Yeah, Jordan Peterson.
He's playing that like it's
That kind of person,
yeah. So he's supposed to be like
psychologist.
the quote unquote bad guy
Yeah,
in the movie.
Jordan Peterson's a bad guy.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
yeah. That's the narrative. I guess.
Storm and Norman's laughing at me. No, okay, but yeah.
Yeah, and Florence is awesome. So yeah, Cass, everything comes together. It's just
Dude,
yeah, I don't know.
Dita Von Tess. Come on, bro. I want to see this right now.
Man, I don't remember.
You're not gonna like what happens in that movie.
Oh shit.
She's halfway through. Watch it to that point and then stop. What's up? You okay?
Isn't there like some ongoing beef because of this movie
Yeah.
between actors?
So
Yeah.
like
Wait, what?
Like
Yeah.
Florence Pugh wasn't showing up at like
The presses.
the press
Yeah.
and the screenings for the movie because she had a falling out with Olivia Wilde. Harry
What?
Styles supposedly spit on Chris Pine. But they're like,
Oh,
they're like,
yeah,
that
I
didn't
saw
actually
that.
happen.
I saw
Yeah.
that on Twitter or something.
Doing like Chris Pine's like
Yeah, and they're like, that's not what actually happened. I'm like, we see what happened.
Yeah.
Like we see it.
Yeah.
Like no, we're not stupid.
yeah, that was
people.
like PR control right
Yeah.
there.
What the fuck? Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering what that was about.
But
If
see-
that was even real.
The problem is what ends up happening is the drama for the movie, I think, catapulted that movie to a higher status than where it should have been.
Yeah, I could see that. Do you
That's
think?
true.
Would you say any of that was done intentionally?
No, because I mean, no studio wants to lose out on like Shia LaBeouf and Dakota Johnson. Like those are almost, about A-list celebrities. Granted, they were able to pull in Harry Styles, but that he's also fucking Olivia Wilde. So I mean, how hard was that to convince?
I mean, Chris Pine is I think the overwhelming A-lister on this list here.
I would say Florence Pugh right now. Florence Pugh is what's going to pull people into this movie. I mean, Harry Styles too, because obviously he's a huge star.
Yeah.
In another realm of movies, although now he's getting into acting. Because he's also
he's a music business.
He's in the Eternals as well. Marvel's The Eternals, also with Gemma Chan.
Harry Styles is in the Eternals.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm sorry.
You just
was that
totally?
A spoiler?
Was it a spoiler?
Well, it's an after credit sequence, but I mean,
all right.
Shit.
So
I'm
FYI,
not gonna tell you who he plays.
Damn.
FYI.
Maybe I just turned it off too quick.
I love that movie. I think that movie's underrated, to be honest.
It was different.
I don't love it. I really like it.
Yeah.
As far as the newest incarnation of Marvel movies, I actually do like that one.
Yeah, I appreciate that they really did it different from all the other Marvel movies. Yeah, it was pretty good. Just
different. Wait, different, huh? If I may.
Tonally, it's very different. It's much more serious, much darker.
So like a Logan.
I think Logan's an overrated movie, by the way.
God damn it!
All right, good. I mean, I'm just comparing it to. You know what? I can meet you on some of those points, but for the purpose of this question, I had to.
Not that serious. Not
No, it's not.
It wasn't that serious.
Right. It's not. Like it's.
Was it rated R serious?
No.
Oh, but, Jesus. Well,
but like the subject matter is a lot darker than Marvel was used to, and it was.
Subject matter. Is it still as colorful as all the Marvel movies these days?
No, not really. No.
Really? Okay.
A lot of muted colors.
So it was kind of like a Winter Soldier a little bit?
Yes, but not.
I mean, in terms of the coloring.
Yeah, in terms of color saturation, yeah.
Okay. I always appreciate that.
What is your disappointing movie, Joe?
Winter Soldier.
Sorry. No, man, Winter Soldier's
Winter Soldier's up there. Winter Soldier's
I don't think
almost perfect movie.
Yeah. I don't think
I had a problem with the fight scene, with the knife scene.
A lot of people argue that there's just way
Please
too
don't
many.
Look at me like that.
There's
I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry.
He that whole scene was actually done. I mean, at least he was actually doing everything with a knife.
No, yeah, I agree with that. It's just, never mind.
It's just, yeah.
No. Sorry. I digress.
Man. So, this movie, The Matrix Resurrection.
Oh my God. Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
So,
dude. Go ahead.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Look, and
I think Adam and we talked about this a little bit.
Oh, did you guys?
Was it on our first episode?
Yes, it was.
Ah, fuck.
Okay. No, but
We
please.
still want to get your
No, please. We need your opinion because I don't think you were there for that.
Okay.
Or what? I don't know. Go ahead.
It's a disappointment because it's The Matrix. It has that name in the title.
Correct.
So
Correct.
It's a pedigree.
Flowers is already shaking his head. Oh boy.
And
Matrix Resurrections? Resurrections? Plural?
They even fucked up with the name.
That was the name of it, right?
Yeah.
Resurrections?
Yeah. Or Resurrection, I think.
Everybody.
Yeah, Resurrections.
Like,
how many? Yeah.
Why couldn't they just call it The Matrix Rebooted? It works on so many levels.
Because that's what that more appropriately describes it.
How about call it Not the Matrix?
Yes.
It wouldn't.
That would have worked also.
That's what I was going to get at, was that it may not have been a disappointment if it was a completely different title, if it was a different movie. Like, you could even incorporate blue pills, red pills, or whatever pills. But the fact that it's The Matrix, it comes with all this baggage and then it's riding on that baggage too. And they try to deconstruct it by turning it meta, like, oh, well, it's a sequel and they have WB there and they're trying to, justify all these whack changes that they made to it. And I don't know if that works or not. That's not what I was expecting. And especially with, I think some of the press was like, oh, this is the most something with like special effects, or that they're on par with the first one, or maybe I made that up and I was just kind of gearing myself up to see it. But yeah, man, just like the first 10 minutes and then 15 minutes, and it just never got the momentum that I was waiting for. But it sucks because what do they call it? When you've already invested in it and you kind of like it, and then you're forcing yourself to like it. Sunken
buyer's remorse.
Some shit. We'll have to get back to it, or maybe that's something
I'm too deep into the rabbit hole.
Should have took the red pill, bro.
Or maybe I took the blue pill and it was like coated with like
a little bit of red.
It should have been a cyanide pill for this movie because god damn it, kill my ass. It's terrible because it was like
that escalated so fucking quickly.
Man,
dude, I need more shrooms. I'm not on shrooms.
This was during COVID, so it was one of the first movies that let's go back to the theaters and let's watch this, and it's gonna be so good. And there was so much hype. We pre-ordered the tickets, even though like it came out along with being able to stream it on HBO Max, and I was like, nah, we got to see this in the theater. So we go to the theater, and then I'm just sitting there with homie. We look at each other, and we were just, what's going on here? Like, are we in the Matrix?
Yeah.
Unplug me or plug me back. I don't know. Like, I felt like Cypher. Like, just what is this?
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance would be bliss if it weren't for this movie.
Yeah,
that was rough.
And it was just a letdown because, again, like it came with all these expectations, and I think they were trying to pick apart those expectations with Christina Ricci and the WB part, like talking about the marketing of, or the capitalizing of the brand itself, the Matrix, and they could have done so much with that.
I thought the fight scenes were also garbage.
They were terrible. They didn't totally even practice. Garbage. They're like, or not practice,
for a movie that like changed the way we saw fight scenes from that point onward for at least the following 10 years.
Yeah,
the fight scenes in this were like wrestling in 1982. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Not only that, I also had an issue because now I'm seeing, a Neo Keanu Reeves as, John Wick Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the fight scenes, and he starts to do a little bit of that, and it's nothing comparable.
It's so boring.
The fight scenes were, just to put it plainly, was complete dog shit. Yeah. I couldn't stand it.
It was terrible. Even with his Matrix powers, just
no, it was just overdone, and there was nothing new. There was no. I mean,
but you had so much material, like But am I pissed because I didn't see what I wanted to see? Is it something that's kind of where I'm at. But
I wish there was more of a standout between. When, like, granted, he's still in the Matrix one way or another, like for the most part. I wish there was more of a standout from when he's Anderson and when he realizes that he's Neo again. Like, slick his hair back a little bit, Go back to the old look. I hate man. Well, they weren't able to do that because of John Wick, because he was filming both at the same time.
Oh shit!
But at least put him in, like, I hate man buns, but at least put him in a man bun, or like. Make him look sleek again, because that was the difference between what he was like as Anderson in the first movie versus when he became Neo in the first movie. Like, you know,
Right.
it was a glaring difference between the two. And this one is just, so it's just he put on black clothes. That's it. Like,
Pretty much.
and he just looks like a fancier homeless guy at that point.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And he does sleek. I mean, again, look at how he looked in John Wick. Like, you know, when he's wearing the suits and stuff, he still pulls it off. And like these scenes,
He looks like
they don't work.
He looks like Bummage.
Yeah.
Hobo chic, I think is what they call it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Derelict.
Yeah.
What?
It's from Zoolander. And like, okay,
Is that
so there were rules with the original Matrix as well.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the Matrix, when they're in the real world, everything has like a curve to it. Whereas when they're inside the Matrix, if you look in every frame, there's a grid pattern somewhere
Yes.
to show that like
Everything's symmetrical.
yeah, you're caged in. Like it's supposed to feel like you're boxed into this world when you're in the Matrix.
90-degree angles, symmetry everywhere you look.
Whereas in the real world,
Yeah.
the quote unquote real world, everything's curved, which means like there's more open thought, more open
Imperfect
ideas,
lines.
right? So
Imperfect lines, what have you.
but so they went away from the imagery of that and the rules that they set prior to this is just like, nah, we're not going to do any of that. We want to push this idea.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. And it's like, how is there the one with two?
Yeah. I don't. It's.
I can't.
Yeah.
You know
like,
what?
Well, take away the action, the set pieces, all that shit. Like, I missed the message that they're trying to convey here, you know. And I think that I don't know what that was. And
now my brother-in-law loves this movie, and he's like, listen, you know, like this, the Wachowski, Lena Wachowski, I think did this one.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, she wanted to tell a story, and this is what she wanted to put out there. And I'm like, I get that. Cool. You want to tell that story? I'm all for you telling that story. But you could also write a book. You could also do any number of things. Like, why change up this whole thing while also shitting on the fans by basically being like, oh, you guys don't know. I know you guys don't know. Yes, I get it. You're the director. But
is that possibly revealing of the intent?
Maybe. But
the intent to make money?
But there's no way you don't look at this and say this is a worthy successor. To be honest, the Matrix movies have gotten worse and worse.
Yes, I agree with that.
I think 2 is worse than 1, 3 is worse than 2, and obviously 4 is the worst one.
I mean, I don't have anything against making money, but the sole purpose was to make money, and it was at the sacrifice of the original stories.
Right. Because now if they make part 5, guess who's not jumping in line to watch it?
yeah,
I will not be. I won't even stream it.
no, dude, it's gonna take a whole lot. I mean, dude, just character name. Like they have Bugs.
Ouch.
You like a character named Bugs. That's the rabbit. Follow the rabbit. Bugs. That's Bugs Bunny. Like the rabbit. Let's follow him through the hole, and then let's give chase. How many of these? Fuck, man. What's my train of thought here?
Take a shot.
Like,
Take a shot.
It's kind of like low-hanging fruit if there's a disappointment in a movie that's a sequel, because it's always going to be in the shadow of its original. And it's really hard to top the original, which means that it's always easier for the sequel to be.
I think that might be a topic for sequels that were better than the first.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I think that becomes a cop-out for the makers of the sequel. Like, listen, we're not going to do as good as the first one, so let's just put out a bullshit product.
Because the intent is
they're
always
gonna
for
make
profit.
they're
It's
going
always
to make
about
their
a
money
profit margin
with the fucking name.
instead of quality.
Yeah. And also they save money because it markets itself.
Is it bad if I bring up an example?
No, go ahead.
No.
Sicario, Day of Soldado.
Never saw either one.
I'd never seen either of them.
Dude, watch them.
The first one, I really wanted to see that.
Dude, bro. Hey,
Good movie.
both of them, right?
Yes. Good movie.
In your opinion, the second one was better, right?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell you.
Dang.
I'm not going to tell you. Watch the movies.
I own the second one. Don't own the first one. Haven't seen either one.
No, bro. Listen, hey,
How did you buy the second one and
Somebody bought it. Oh no,
Dude.
somebody had a duplicate.
dude, you have to watch the first one first,
Okay,
right?
And I like
Norman?
Emily Blunt. I like.
Watch the first one.
Yeah, you have to watch the first one first,
Yeah.
Even I was like, I'll watch the sequel.
bro. Dude,
Damn.
I wanted to join after that.
me too.
All right, so in regards to wish lists, okay.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking about a wish list that you have for a movie, say you're making a movie. It doesn't have to be about the holidays, but you're making a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know your lead actor, your lead antagonist,
Holy shit.
the general premise of what you think the movie's going to be about. Like is it going to be like the genre? Is it going to be horror? Is it going to be romance? Is it going to be comedy? Is it going to be whatever? Okay. Give me those three things and maybe your director of choice.
Wow, man.
Okay, honestly, I mean, we talked about this before, before the show a little bit. Actually, not even a little bit. I mean, it was barely at all.
Hold on. Real quick. It cannot be a porn genre with you and,
No.
some chick is the antagonist.
Florence Pugh. That's just me. Sorry.
Well.
Okay, how about this? Instead of one lead actor, one male lead, one female lead, one antagonist, director, genre. If you can do all those things. Norman, if you got one, think of it too. So I'll start since I'm the one that postulated the question. Don't start with me. Norman's always making fun of how I talk.
No, I envy your vocabulary.
So believe it or not, I think I would do a comedy. Okay. My lead actor would probably be Ryan Reynolds.
He took a guess.
Female lead would be Anna Kendrick.
Damn.
Obvious mente.
Antagonist would be Gary Oldman.
Standard.
And director, I mean, Judd Apatow is an easy one in regards to comedy, but I think I'd go Jon Favreau.
Damn.
Huh. Well, I almost want to agree with you because I love the cast. Your cast, amazing, right? But if you went with Judd Apatow, now you would have Paul Rudd.
Oh man, dude, yeah, throw him in there. You have to
The only problem I have with Judd Apatow movies
slap
is
some bass.
Slapping the bass.
Judd Apatow movies are too formulaic for me.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, it's always like, these two people don't get along, and then they kind of get along, and then they
Yeah.
end up upset with each other, and then they make up. Like, it's.
Okay, but the reason
King of Staten Island.
No, yeah.
was like that.
Right.
Real.
But
Jon
Favreau,
all over the place.
like, Swingers is a very different movie from Made. Made is a very different movie from Iron Man.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Very different movie from Chef, from
he
Jungle Book.
He directed Chef.
Yeah.
That's on my list. I gotta see that.
Oh man, that movie. That I think that's one of my brother's favorite.
Dude,
movies.
I was gonna see that movie, and I was wondering about that.
That movie's so good. Scarlett Johansson
Yeah.
and Sofia Vergara in that movie.
Damn.
Well,
Yeah, there's a lot of brains in that.
A lot of brains.
Sofia Vergara.
Lots of talent.
Sorry.
Just
Did I say
They are both incredibly talented women. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
No, I know.
their talents show.
All the way show. I love the talent show.
But yeah, so that would be my dream product. Like I would write that movie if I could.
That sounds amazing. And I would fucking see it time and time again, and I would pay the first time. And probably the second time. Well, because it's you, I would pay every time.
I appreciate that.
Until I buy the DVD.
There you go.
Or stream it. I have to pay on my streaming service. No, seriously. It sounds badass, actually.
That would be a lot of fun. I don't know if I'd make it a romantic. I mean, at that point, it'd have to be a romantic comedy.
I'm almost kind of thinking, I almost want you to go Judd Apatow, though.
No,
just to get everybody else that goes with him.
I'm sticking.
I
with
know,
my guns.
I know.
The
I
whole crew.
I gotta do it.
I
but
respect that.
With Jon Favreau, excuse me, you'll probably get Vince Vaughn.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
Vince Vaughn's
Okay.
funny, man. Like he's yeah.
I mean, he's just as tall as you are, so.
He's taller. I think he's like 6'4".
It's a big motherfucker, man.
Well, you're 6'2".
I'm 6 foot. No, I'm only. He's 4 inches taller than me.
Dude, everybody's 6'2" next to me. Jesus Christ.
That's true. All right, so
Storm and Nora, you're 6'2". Oh, shit.
yeah, he's actually 6'2".
Oh, 6'2" actual. Okay.
See,
Yeah,
So-
totally.
I'm 5'5" with my heels.
all right. Do you guys have one?
All right, so I have this idea, and it's not for a movie, but it's actually for I don't want to call it a sitcom because I'm not a big fan of sitcoms, but it's something that requires it's maybe a short series. Okay, so maybe 10 episodes or so,
Yeah.
A miniseries?
miniseries.
Yeah.
Okay, so a miniseries basically about the general life of people and their occupations. Okay. Now I know we talked about my past military career, so there's a lot of little aspects of everyday life, whether deployed or not, that I actually started writing a script for.
Dude.
I stopped though. It didn't
Yeah.
really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to write a script, and I got quickly deterred, I suppose, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I can
But-
help you with that.
But maybe, I mean, maybe it's something we can work on. But it's just every day I would mark down the funniest moments of that day. I'm not saying I would go the same like route as comedy, but I want to make it more like a dark comedy.
Like a situational comedy.
Yeah.
Not even situational, but just like a dark comedy where maybe drawn out situations are played out, but in real life, because everybody knows that real life is comical. Like you see things, and when you don't take life so serious to the point where you're, it's like mad about it the entire time. Yeah, we all get mad. We all get sad about the shit that happens to us during the day. Yeah, absolutely true. But in the end, we go to sleep and we realize, oh my God, that was so hysterical. Can you imagine the shit that I said? And the things that dude said, fuck. And the shit that he did afterward. Why couldn't I get that on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to get somebody to act it.
Yeah.
So like almost like a Little Miss Sunshine kind of comedy, whereas like it's a comedy, but like shit's happening that you could also not laugh at. Like
Correct.
this is gonna be.
But it's almost, yeah. In some points in real life, it's probably not good to laugh at some of the things that happen, but you can't help but
The irony of it. Or
It's gallows humor.
gallows.
gallows humor.
Yeah.
Can
So
you explain?
okay, so so gallows humor is like, man, I can't believe we're at the funeral of this guy that just died. Also kind of funny how he died, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
okay, yeah. That
like he really didn't see that train coming,
it's not so much that we're enjoying the passing of somebody, but it's more that, and we're not making light of it, but that we can see the positive in it.
Yeah.
Through being able to laugh, and that this is part of that person's life, maybe.
It's almost like being so desensitized to it that it's comical, not in a ha-ha way, but like in like, holy fuck, I can't believe you went there kind of way. To other people. But,
Yes.
But to the people, in close proximity. All right, so who'd you get to be in it?
That's a difficult one. I mean, it would have to be somebody that's like versatile.
You need like if it has something having to do with like a war aspect, I could see someone like John Barenthal being good in that role.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? See, this is why I would never be a casting agent because I don't really know. I know characters, and when I see somebody, and if I had an actual idea exactly what's going on, yeah. But John Barenthal, Yes,
Or
absolutely.
maybe like the comedy of it is like having him, because he's normally like typecasted, right? So
Yeah.
if you would have him as
Right.
like a mail carrier or something, and like, you know, something like that.
Yeah,
Or yeah, the badass is doing the office jobs, and then the office
Seriously.
people, like, you know, operators.
You know what would be really cool is to have, like, in the midst of him doing like if he is a mail carrier, like show him back at the post office and he's just like loading stuff in, but like a sound triggers a memory of like
That's
him
exactly
himself at
it.
work
So
kind of thing.
that's it's funny you say that because that's kind of the idea I had. It was sort of like a Family Guy sort of situation. And honestly, when I was in Afghanistan, that's all I would think about. Is because there are moments. I actually still do this to this day. I'll be in a moment where I'm trying to control my reactions to things, but instead I go to my little happy place called the thought bubble,
Yep.
where a whole situation plays out. And in that situation, all the things play out that I'm trying to not let come to fruition.
Yeah.
But I'm not that crazy, Jesus. But things aren't that crazy. But it's just so funny because we all do it. I mean, tell me somebody that doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not about violence. It's not about any of those things. But it's about going off to another place during times of stress.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what'll be funny though with that would be like when he's stressed at work, his place of peace is back there.
Oh,
So
Oh, that's
that'll
pretty
almost
cool.
be like, you know, the inverse. So,
Yeah.
all right, so who'd
Yeah.
you get as the female lead for it?
Emmanuel Shrieky. Of
Just
course.
had to. All right, so who's the boss? Because the boss should be like the same thing as like his supervisor out in that world, except like he'll have like a mustache there and not here, but like be played by the same guy.
My dad. No, I'm kidding. Actually, it would. Shit. I'm trying to think. I almost want, dude. Mark Strong.
Okay,
Holy fuck.
Mark Strong is a
man.
great actor.
Mark Strong, all the way. Oh my god, I almost want to be a director or something so I can cast them.
Man, Mark Strong.
Mark
awesome.
Strong is one of my
Yeah.
favorite actors.
Yeah, he's actually a bankable actor. Like if he's in it, I'll
Bro,
watch it.
bro,
He's
he is
definitely
so
not
versatile.
enough.
Yeah.
Definitely not enough. He was great in The Imitation Game, even.
Oh my god, I didn't know he was in an Imitation Game. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
the Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
A great flick. Who'd you get to direct it?
It would have to be either Scorsese. I love his art direction, and I love
He's worked with John Barenthal before as well. In Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. That's
Oh,
right.
Shit,
That's right.
Damn.
I also like the way he uses improvisation if things happen on the fly,
Oh yeah, you need that.
and he likes it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's also why I like Jon Favreau,
Yeah.
because he's a big improv guy.
So either that or Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott would be good.
But I'm not sure for the theme of what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a comedy though. I'm talking about a dark comedy because real life is humorous even when it's bad.
I think that's why it would work well. I think that's why. I think the people that know that kind of world will be able to get the humor more so than regular people, but it'll pick up.
I mean, I wish. I mean, God rest his soul. I mean, Tony.
Tony Scott.
Yeah, Tony Scott. But I'm not saying I liked one more than the other. I liked.
He had a specific style.
He
man.
did have a style.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, I referenced Man on Fire earlier, and Tony Scott. He was amazing. So I'm sorry. I cut you off, Joe.
no. I was just he has that style. Like it's man. It's crazy how it's different from Ridley Scott. And Ridley Scott has his style.
Correct.
And
Correct.
They both are masters at that lens.
Absolutely.
You know, they're like
And Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I appreciate both of them in their homework. The amount of detail that they put in everything that they do.
yeah. Well, Tony Scott did he do the first Top Gun?
Norman, can you jump on that?
I think it was Ridley Scott. Oh, you know what? No,
Or
I think you're
or
right.
was it Michael Bay?
Michael Bay had no, it wasn't Michael. It was
Mm.
no, I think it was Tony Scott. I think you're right, dude.
Director. Show me director.
Tony.
Okay.
No, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right, dude.
So yeah, that Days of Thunder,
Yeah.
Man on Fire, Deja Vu,
Dude,
Domino, like
the art direction in his movies
Yeah,
are simply amazing.
yeah, they're really good, man. Yeah, and then Ridley Scott, like he has his style too, like
He does.
and it's crazy because he has like that
Alien.
that sci-fi lens.
Prometheus. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then he has that medieval like lens too, which is like really good also because I like the Robin Hood with Russell Crowe.
Did Ridley Scott do Gates of Heaven? Who did Gates of Heaven?
Got us.
Gates of Heaven. Where's that? No.
Wait, did I say that right? The one with Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, you're thinking of
What's the name of that?
It's not Gates of Heaven. It's
Oh boy.
Kingdom of
Thank
Heaven.
you very much.
Yep.
There you go.
Ridley Scott.
Scott. Okay.
Damn, man. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we got yours. What do you got, Joe?
Man, this is a really good thought exercise. Man, I have like no idea. The first thing that I thought of was I hate remakes, but if I can do a remake, or if there was a remake
You would do.
that I would be excited to see, which one would it be?
Guyver.
What?
Guyver?
Guyver?
Just Guyver.
MacGyver?
No, not MacGyver.
Just
Do you guys remember Guyver? Am I the old weird fuck?
Yeah.
It was like a sci-fi movie. Guyver.
GUI. No, dude, I've never.
Oh.
No. GUY. Yeah. Yeah, the Guyver. It's huge in Japan. There was a guy like half turning into like a
What?
half robot kind of guy.
Dude,
it
that
was like
looks
it was like
fucking
martial
cool.
arts and shit.
Really?
He had like this point coming up off his helmet. That movie's so it's not a great movie at all.
Mark Hamill? Holy fuck.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Mark Hamill?
Dude, we were just talking about how like he kind
know.
of isn't in anything really.
I know. Jimmy Walker.
Can you go to images?
JJ.
Can you go to images, Norman? Yeah, that one right there. So like, yeah, that's what
Holy
the suit
shit.
ended up looking like.
Dude, if you could do a live action. I mean, was this live action? Or was
Yeah,
it-
it was live action.
Oh. Oh, dude, that'd be a great remake.
That's fucking cool.
All right, so I digress. Sorry. Shout out to David Merkel. We've been talking about hoping that they'd bring this shit back for fucking years, bro.
The Guyver?
Shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And like these are all different pictures, but it's still the same. That's still the same
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's badass.
It reminds me of The Fly.
Yeah.
The Fly. Oh yeah.
Dude, the remake of The Fly was awesome.
Yes.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, so
So
there's
Joe, go.
yeah. I would like to see a remake of a modern day Five Deadly Venom. But change it up to obviously like modern,
Yeah.
and then make it in a city. Fuck it, man. Just Americanize that shit, you know? Make it in a city like
So it
New
was
York
Japanese
or something.
first, right? It was
Yeah.
Japanese first.
Hmm?
Five Deadly Venoms. Was that Japanese first?
I'm not sure, man. Like,
Can you look up Five Deadly Venoms?
I almost want to say Hong Kong.
yeah, but if that was a remake of an even more like original.
It was Chinese, yeah.
Oh, Hong Kong.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. You
That'd be
know,
cool.
Did you know that Hong Kong was under a 99-year lease with Britain?
So-
yeah, it did.
So here's the
so,
question: Would
yeah.
you recast an Asian person in the role just as like an homage to the original, or would you cast somebody else? Because then you run the risk of if you cast somebody else, they'll be like, it's whitewashing. But this is your dream project, so this is your wish list.
So it would be one of those like kind of like below the surface remake. I guess along the lines of like how like maybe like Zack Snyder's Justice League was like Seven Samurai, you know? How it has all the elements of Five Deadly Venom, and you have that rookie that comes in and, hey man, you know, you gotta get these guys because they're going crazy and we don't know their identity or something. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be like martial arts. It can be like in the tech world, maybe like have a group of hackers or
the
something.
idea of the Five Deadly Venoms.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be
like
like necessarily like tech, but one guy is like an IT guy. The other guy is a cop. One dude's
You'd have to call it something else though, but something close.
It would be like different enough where like, oh man, that's an interesting story. But then people who kind of recognize was like, man, is that kind of like a bite, like The Departed, right?
But if it's not a bite if you pay homage to its original idea.
Yes.
So why not call it the 5 deadly viruses instead of venoms and the whole thing's like computer viruses?
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could do that, but you'd still have to pay homage to it in the combat, in the hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, and I think there would be it would have like its own action, but again, like
shit. You're putting this idea out there, and people are gonna see it.
Yeah, I don't know because,
but it's a great idea though.
I hate remakes, but if a remake is done well, like I love it.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Same thing with like tropes, like man, like a trope that I like is like fights on trains, fights without background music, like shit like that. I love that shit, you know?
Fights without background music is the shit.
Yeah.
Like Dark Knight Rises. When he's fighting Bane.
Yes, dude. That was so good. And, like,
absolutely.
You hear those hits and everything. So yeah, something like that. Ideas not fleshed out. I don't know. Now that you said like paying homage, I think maybe do like an all like Asian cast or something, or make it like completely off the wall, or have it in a different country. It don't fucking matter. Have it in the UK. You know, that's a very dense population, and you know,
could do it in Istanbul.
Yeah, something like that. Like, or and have like throw parkour in it or some shit. You know, like have it like half
dude.
You know, yeah, dude. Like or have it like Dread, where like the whole movie takes place in one setting.
See,
you know,
Dread.
Like one...
You see, I told you to watch that fucking movie.
Oh, God, dude, that's probably one of my most like favorite like.
What the new one or the
the newer one? Yeah,
I know you told me about
like,
that one.
Did I?
Yeah,
you
did.
That movie,
and you did too, Adam.
That movie's so good.
Yeah,
you both told me.
Man, as far as a director,
you need somebody good for action on that one.
Yeah, but if it was, man, if like Michael Mann, dude, you know, if it was in an urban like setting and it was like Michael Mann, like, because Black Hat I think now is on Netflix, and I think that's a really underrated.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it really, you know, it's good to see Chris Hemsworth do something else. I think he's a good actor. He's really believable in what he does.
I think they should have dressed him up a little differently. They should have dressed him up a little nerdier.
Yeah, because he was still kind of Thor.
It's not even so much he was Thor. It was just that he was a pretty boy.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Well, he's a pretty boy. Like,
I mean, he is.
Am I losing it? Like,
I mean, he's pretty. Yeah, I get it. But
like, I know guys that would fuck him.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, do you know anybody in IT that does that? Or it looks like that? Do you know anybody in IT that looks like that?
He is the guy in IT that looks like that.
He is a guy in IT. Okay, all right. So, very well.
Thank you, Adam.
Touche.
You had a guy who was a former model. Fucking
Norman, the IT pretty. Okay, so you know what? Black Hat works. Chris Hemsworth. It all works.
Yep.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Norman.
Yeah. I guess it could have a little martial arts in there, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the focal point. Like,
but you should have some.
Yeah,
and it should be kind of limited in the way that it is in real life.
Yeah,
because martial arts fights or fights in general in real life, really in real
messy.
life,
They're messy.
They're messy, and they don't go longer than 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And 3 to 5 minutes.
And it's kind of like the last resort, right? Because
Correct.
you've already stripped away. You've run out of bullets. You've used all your weapons.
You've ran as far as you can.
And now here's the confrontation, and it's getting physical.
So you're basically taking the premise of the samurai movies into the spaghetti westerns. You're doing that, but from an Asian martial arts movie to like
Yep.
That's kind of amazing. That's amazing.
With Michael Mann's lens, have it like a little somber, quiet. Music by Hans Zimmer.
Oh my God, are we pulling composers in now? Fuck.
Sorry, man.
I wish I would have pulled in James Horner, but God rest his soul. I mean,
is he dead?
Yeah, I don't think he's.
I'm gonna pull in the RZA just since he did the music for like Django Unchained and.
Yeah, RZA's good. Yeah, he's
got
some
RZA.
chops.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, James Horner is actually good. He did he do Patriot Games? Or was that
I don't know.
Cuz Patriot Games soundtrack is really really good.
He did Braveheart, he did Titanic. He did I mean, those are off the top of my head. He's done many.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Patriot Games. Okay.
Yeah. This soundtrack is really
Thank
good.
you, Norman.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, dude. As actors, though, man, I probably the main guy who is
Jared Leto
trained everybody.
Oh, sorry.
That would be somebody famous, but I think everybody else should be no names.
Like B level.
Yeah. Like have some like rising stars come up. Main guy though. Fuck. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know who would play that role. Like maybe
At that point, you don't. At that point, you don't really even need them. You can just. I mean, even if you look at like the MCU, like a lot of those actors that were in that were a lot of B-level guys. I mean, even Robert Downey Jr. for as much pull as he had, after the first Iron Man, he was on the decline in a big way up until that point. And it was Jon Favreau that brought him back in. And it was just like, listen, like, trust me, you got this. And when he was cast, I'm like, this is going to be
dude,
fucking
it was
perfect
fucking
casting.
perfect, man.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
The first Iron Man, I love it to this day. I can't stand the other ones.
Okay, hold on. So
sorry.
So we're gonna dive too deep into all this shit.
My bad.
We've already run over an hour. We're gonna have to cut this, here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that way we can save some for later. Because I know the three of us at least could talk for probably another several hours.
Yeah. Yep.
And it'll never stop. And unfortunately, we have other lives to attend to.
If we were stuck in a cell for 7 days before a torturous interrogation,
no factor.
No factor.
Yeah,
we just talk about this all the time.
So what's your favorite movie? And they'd be like, they haven't stopped talking yet. So thank you very much, guys, for having this other episode. Make sure you check out the other shows on the OTN network. You got Adulting the Pod, Hooking Up, Cool Flower Movies. What else you got, Norman?
The Vino Salazar Jamcast, and some others.
Just check us out on the YouTubes, Instagram, Facebook, what have you. You know where to find us. That's it for me.
Yep.
I'm Adam Flores.
Joe Frizz.
I'm Ferris. I love movies. I can do this all day. Love you.
Thanks, guys. Check us out.
Yeah.
Oh, and hooking up. I almost forgot.